No, so I told her you deserve better than somebody in jail. I know. No, one second. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, 1959. First Grammys. Amazing. Amazing. Come Fly With Me. Frank Sinatra. Okay. Yeah. Of course I've listened to that. You know me. Yeah, I'll get that over to you in 5. Okay, bye. Okay, I gotta go. Grammys, #1 Grammys. First time, people, first time for the Grammys, 1959. Hey, hey, hey. Anyway, the Grammys, the Gramophone Awards. Obviously, that's what this is. A gramophone. Basically, it plays music. Things to know about the first Grammys. #1, there were 2 ceremonies being held at the same time. One in New York, one in Los Angeles. They were like, hey, let's get the party from east to west. It was like a super formal event, which is really interesting because I think we think of the Grammys today as pretty formal, but especially comparative to this, it was very black tie, like we're going to a concert type of dressing up. Whereas I think there's been a little bit more of a journey for what we see today as the fashion that comes with the Grammys. It was also the first music awards that were really comparable to the Oscars or the Emmys. But the thing that's really cool about this is that, and that makes it different, is that even from the very first Grammys, there were a lot more diverse voices and a lot more nominations, specifically with people of color. With the Oscars and the Emmys, took a little bit longer. So today we're focusing on Come Fly With Me by Frank Sinatra. This was his 14th album. He got 6 nominations at the Grammys, but he didn't win any for singing. It was actually art direction that he ended up winning. So, I don't know. Imagine that. But we'll listen to all of the albums from this year and we'll see. And the album as a whole was #1 on the Billboard chart for the first 2 weeks after it was released. And then it stayed on there as #1 for the next 5 weeks. So, Frank Sinatra, good ratings. Let's have a good time. Here we go. Okay, so I'm really stoked about the Grammys just in general because I feel like comparatively to the other stuff that I'm taking in, most of the time it doesn't rely on visuals. And so it's more about the story and the beat and like all that kind of stuff. But the other elements that put you in a world without you visually seeing it while still being able to visually see it and understand it. Let's get started. It's so catchy. I think this is the only song from this album that I already know. Angel's Tear, 'Cause We're Together. Are you joking? If this wasn't Frank Sinatra, it could be a really creepy song. Romantic? He had 4 wives. They got divorced right before this album came out. Romantic. It's interesting to see the parallels between the golden age of Broadway musicals and this kind of jazz. This feels like very much like an interlude or, you know, a dance break or something that you would see in a lot of these like romantic golden age plays. Gay Perry. It seems like there's also not a lot of like rhyming schemes. Ooh, I like that. It's almost dissonant. A meatball on her finger is crazy. Got this meatball on my finger. Yeah, I'm loving this. I think it's a sax. This is also such a rich person song. Like, I get that he's been popular for a while by this point. He's like The Italian sky. I mean, it's feeding into this romanticism, right? Kind of like that jump, the dun-dun-dun. Moonlight in Vermont is the only phrase that gets repeated. Kind of feels like an afterthought almost. It's giving Sabrina. Too bad Vermont isn't real though. No! Stop. This is a fairly long album. 15 songs. I love New York. I miss her. In New York City. I love strings. I love jazz in general. I just feel like it's just so classic. There's like a rootedness. Oh, I love Frank Sinatra. My one caveat is that a lot of his songs feel like lullabies to me. And I'm like, ooh, now is a nice time to just, you know, honk, shoo, me. Okay, almost sinister. It's good, but not as good as the verse. It seems like it felt like it had to be resolved within that. The gong is killing me. Were there only 48 states at this time? Yeah, so by the time he recorded this, there were only 48 states. That was very Christmas. I'm interested to see the chorus because it comes in so strong. Where it really slows down. There's this really interesting like sliding thing that he does. It feels very intentional, but it does kind of feel like he's sometimes trying to find the note, but like on purpose. I just wonder if like Frank Sinatra was here today, like as a new artist, I wonder if he would have done as well. Kissed in the fast fading light. Good lyric. Fire. I like the BPM on this. Really liking the accompaniment on this one. Yeah, I like that fade out. Yep. Love that little scale. In musical construction, it seems to be more common that it'll be like almost like a period rather than like a comma. Feels like a storm is coming. It's nice to go travailing. Traveling, that's cool. I can read. Burn the passport. What? I do want to go to Chicago. I feel like I'm going to be in Second City sometime, so Chicago is in my future. You're falling in love everywhere, dude. I love when a jazz section just explodes and get a little feral. Oh, Frank, I don't want you to speak Spanish to me. Frank, what are we doing? Okay, love. The reviews are in. Here we go. Hey, yeah. Yeah, fabulous album. One thing that I'd really like to bring back is really being intentional with the emphasis of specific moments in our songs. I think there's so much that can be played with, and especially this like dissonance within a brass section that I'm just kind of obsessed with. There's this cool balance between like almost feeling like a lullaby, but also being romantic and elegant and classy. For me, it's kind of this idea of embracing what your sound is, because I think Frank has a very specific sound that he just really takes head on. I think his voice technically is very good, but I also think it's not necessarily perfect, and I think that's what makes it him. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think that we should bring back singing so American in other languages. I think that's wild. I also think lyrically, there's a lot that we can do to be a little less random. I think that we've gotten better at that. And it just kind of felt like Frank was a little all over the place. Felt just more like poetry rather than what I think of when I think of a song with like a specific structure. Yeah, I thought so too. Okay. Can't wait. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay. Bye. Here we go.